Oké, nou, goedenavond, dames en heren. Ik zit hier in Hengelo en backstage in de catacomben van het Rabotheater in Hengelo. En zoals jullie allemaal weten, we hebben de afgelopen week al aangekondigd via Facebook, via alles. We hebben Venice vanavond on the show. Gentlemen, thank you. I'm here with Michael and Kip Lennon. Gentlemen,
that is correct.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Okay. Thank you, first of all, for spending time with us. It's an honor for us to have you on the show, BFM at Night. You guys had a busy tour. You guys, like I said, you were everywhere. You were on TV. You guys were on radio. What was it like? Is it always like this?
It's not. I mean, it's always pretty crazy as far as our schedule, but this one definitely we had the most stuff pushed into one little time because, in order to... we have to do as much as we can while we're here, while we're paying for hotel rooms and everything else. We want to get as many shows in as we can. Yeah. And also, there's, we have lots of people who support our music all over the country, so we have to drive back and forth. And so we're used to that part, a lot of shows. But this time we're doing a lot of radio, a lot of TV. But it's a really great problem to have, Yeah.
So you're here because the new album is out, What Summer Brings. It's got, how many songs? It's a double album.
Right.
There were a lot of songs.
Yeah, 20 songs, and we figured it's been 7 years since we did our last album, studio album. Mm-hmm. So we thought the fans deserve to hear everything we're doing, and we're happy with all the material. A lot of times we'll write 20 songs and drop 7 of them and keep 13 or so. But this time around, we all agreed, even when we sent it to our partners over in Holland, our record partners and stuff, they were all like, we can't think of any songs to take off. Let's just do, we agree, let's do a double album. So that's how it ended up. Yeah. People are loving it.
Yeah, it's doing really well. We were on the charts. You were like, you ended on number 9.
Number 9 for the first 2 weeks. We're still in the top 20 in the third week. It's great. With a lot of big other artists' albums coming out right now. It's really exciting.
Yeah. So is it just mainly Holland? Or where is it brought out? Is it just Holland or as well in America, Germany, England?
Right now it's just the Benelux. Okay. But we're trying to work out, distribution deals in lots of different countries like France and Italy and Germany and the UK and America, of course.
We had to kind of rush the release in Holland because we knew the tour was coming up, which was on the calendar a long time ago. And so once we knew that, we had to take opportunity of that. So we put it out here before we've even put it out in our home in the States because we had to get it ready for the tour here. And so, in an ideal world, we probably might have waited and timed it all, but this just worked out better for us this way to take advantage of the tour and the promotion. And when we go home, we have meetings to secure distribution and things like that in the States.
Okay. And let's go to the album. There is a song, High So High, and it was also on the Live and Amplified album, which was broadcast in Deventer, my hometown. Cool. So it was, I was there. So when it came out, I hear you saying, I say, well, hello, Deventer. So
that's cool. Yeah, that's a cool place.
Yeah. It was the Burgerweeshuis, I think, and it was a very small, but it's very intimate.
Yeah.
The fans were, it's cool. But High So High is also on this record. Why did you put it out again?
With High So High, we had released the live version of it, but we never actually recorded it in the studio before. Mm-hmm. And when we were deciding what songs were going to go on this album, we were also considering ones that we've written over the past 5 or 6 years that, should we include that? And a few of them ended up on the album. Chemistry, Isabel, and High So High. Yeah. Just because, we cut out some of the other ones we've done over the past few years. They were good, but they weren't good enough. Yeah. And then some of the ideas that we had are ideas that we've had for a couple of years, but they were unfinished, Okay. But with High So High, we just love that song so much, and we thought, it belongs on a real album and not just a live album. Yeah. So that's why. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Was it difficult to record? Because you guys were with Roger Waters during a long time, last 2 years, 3 years. Yeah. Was it difficult to get everyone together? You produced it. Mm-hmm. Was it difficult to get everyone in the same room and fill in the songs?
Well, we had demoed the songs ahead of time, just rough demos at the house in San Diego that we write at. And we had scratch tracks. And then we, before the guys went on tour, we said, let's get the drums, bass, and guitar basic track and get the vocals done so that you guys can leave on the tour, and then I would bring in other musicians or play myself the added instruments and then build the track and build the album.
Yeah.
So we definitely knew we were under the gun to finish at least the vocals before they left. So we had a pretty good schedule, and we were pretty efficient. We cut about 3 songs a night, maybe 2 to 3 songs a night. So that's like maybe 10 days it took us to do that, maybe even less. And then we finished all the vocal tracks before they left. And then I was just doing, sprinkling the sugar on top and doing all that stuff.
It was actually really fun for us because we were gone, and doing the Roger gig is amazing. I mean, even calling it a gig is weird. But we don't do that much. We're just all that stuff, and show up and sing in tune and all that. But Venice is where our heart lies as far as creativity and everything, So Michael would work on these songs and add keyboards to a song that didn't have keyboards or whatever. He would add things, and then he'd email them to us, and we go, "Oh, that's really cool." It was really so different for us because usually we're all working together and collaborating. So he got to really take his time with each track, and you can really hear it on the record, I think.
Yeah. Okay, and you did a lot of stuff as well. I read you did some tribute CDs for Crosby, Stills and Nash and Young and Jackson Browne. Was it also during that same period?
No, that was the CSN tribute album, or CSNY tribute album, was the previous year, but it just came out. They waited to put it out, so we recorded that earlier. And the Jackson Browne thing we had done, I think, in March or something, earlier, before we started into demo mode of the new album. Yeah. But again, that isn't even released till next year, because they keep getting more now. Bruce Springsteen's on it. Don Henley's on it. Barney Raitt's on it. Bruce Hornsby. Okay. So that's turning into a bigger monster, which is great for us because we're going to be partnering with all these incredible artists on this great tribute album. So that was recorded before our album as well. Okay. So it didn't really interfere.
Okay. And how does it work putting an album together? Do you sit down in a room on what is it, Hideaway Hill? Do you still go there? Yeah. Do you just sit down and be creative with the 4 of you, or just one person comes up with an idea?
It's kind of different.
Well, you're saying writing the songs or the album?
Well, the songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of different every time. Sometimes somebody has a lyric idea or a melody in their head. Yeah. Sometimes he's got chords. Michael's got chords all written, but he doesn't, and a melody, but he doesn't know what to write it about. It's different every single song. Sometimes we come up with something all together from scratch, from nothing we make something. Mm-hmm. So there's really no one way we do it, except that we just hang out a lot, and we aren't at home. If we're at home, we just get distracted because Michael and I both have kids, and we're good parents, so we want to be doing stuff with our kids, and you just get caught up in home life. So as soon as we finally get the chance to really get away, we relax, then we remember who we used to be and who we are inside, creatively, and we just have enough time to make mistakes, to make songs that aren't very good, and to pick the good ones and then polish them, and then it gets really exciting. It's really fun.
How many songs did you have for this album? You put out 21, 22? 20. But how many songs did you have?
We had maybe. Yeah, maybe. It take a little while, and there's like 2 other songs that didn't make it. So and literally, we actually cut one of the songs, "Don't Give Up on Me," when they returned home. Because we all decided, we got a double album, we got 10 on this and 9 on this. And then a lot of people were saying, well, what about that one song? We were like, oh, yeah, we got that other song that we didn't quite finish. And Kip and I wrote the bridge on it the night before we recorded it, added a bridge to it just to make it more fall. And so, we did that when they returned from the Wall Tour, and then right before I finished, went into mixing mode of the album. But, there's maybe 22 to start, and we ended up with 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
It felt really, when we finally thought of the idea of doing a double album, it was kind of like, it felt kind of like that's where our roots are from, the era when people released double albums. One journalist asked, in a time right now when people are just releasing EPs, you guys are releasing a double album? And it was kind of like, it just felt right. It just feels right. Yeah.
Okay. And we made the discs actually look like vinyl records. I don't know if you got a copy, but yeah. So it's pretty fun. We just thought, let's make it like an old record where you have a full booklet. All the liner notes are in there. The first run we did, we had a few typos where it had wrong people singing lead and things like that. Yeah. But it was still fun. The fans are really happy. All the lyrics are in there, and they can see who played on what. And we tried to go old school.